Hello, and welcome to the prologue of Two Dragons in a Trenchcoat, my solo Wings of Fire RPG experience. So in case you don't know what a solo RPG is, it's basically me versus the game engine of my choosing. I found a Wings of Fire TTRPG that someone did. I'll link it, down below so you guys can check it out and, create your own worlds with it and whatnot. Just so we're clear, what you are about to experience is in alternate universe. So it's not canon to the current, universe. I want to say that this probably takes place years in the future. So, yeah. I will have some homebrew content that I'll hopefully release soon. Maybe after this series is finished as a whole. So, again, some of it's going to be improv. A lot of it's going to rely on what Oracle tables tell me. Some of this podcast is it's going to be somewhat scripted to a T, because I think that having a script to kind of organize my thoughts helps. But a lot of the action and how the scenes are set up is going to be strictly improv and down to random number generation and game chance and stuff like that. So, I really hope you guys enjoy the series. Like I said, this is completely almost off the cuff. It's just me. I've done D&D since about 2018, but this is using a brand new system that I myself have not seen anyone use or have sat in sessions where this particular system is used, so we're just gonna roll with it. Yeah. So, without further rambling from me, I say let's just get right into it. Let's get into the meat of it. This is what you guys are here for. Enjoy. The story takes place years into the future, under the rule of a scavenger named Arrow and her brave dragon named Rex, descendants of both Ren and Sky. The borders of each kingdom have melted away, leading to a single united island. In place of the older kingdoms sits varying cities belonging to each of the dragon species. The ruling pair live in the rainforest in a grand city known as New Phyriaa. Dragons and scavengers have witnessed years of peace between them. New types of scavengers and dragons have moved to the island as well. This capital is one of the largest cities, allowing trade and innovation to be exchanged between tribes. Our starting point comes from within the palace walls of New Phyriaa. A dark-skinned woman sits upon her throne, with a sky wing and dark red color sitting off to her side. Rex is going over the latest reports from their scouts. According to the scouts, there has been radio silence from the Nightwing cities, according to a scholar who had sent for an approval for a project who sent an approval for a project a few months ago. Now, when the scout visited the cities to see what was going on, there was only devastation in their wake. Bodies of Nightwings laid on the ground like there was an onslaught. Evidence supports that someone had tried to get aid during the attack and unfortunately was taken out before they can even leave the city. There are traces of strange magic found at the scenes of each one of these onslaughts. Arrow and Rex, of course, upon reading the scout's report, have decided to head to the Nightwing capital of Ardenval. And just as the scout described it, bodies of Nightwings laid on the ground, the city itself ablaze. However, the flames are not natural colors. The Nightwings don't appear to have suffered from normal wounds either. Some bits of them are ashy, which leads to a deep chill going down Arrow's spine. So, this is where we get to the gameplay portion of the scene. We know that Arrow and Rex have come across a kind of a grisly scene, in a way. So we're going to ask, do they find anything that can point them in the direction of what's going on? We got a 77 on a 2d10. So that's going, according to the Oracle, that's going to be a no. That's within the, that's going to be a no, but, so no, but what is the question? We're going to roll a d100, and we're going to find out what that no, but is. So no, but 40. No, but we know that the city itself would have been very, very hard to invade due to just how heavily guarded it is. So it's kind of baffling to Arrow as to how this even happened to begin with. So let's see. Again, I'm very, very, very sorry. This is kind of off the cuff. So that leads to the question, if we look around a bit more, is there something that could give us at least a little bit of a clue as to what happened? So, going to my character sheet, Arrow's character sheet, we had to really the perception stat for this particular RPG is instinct, and based on the stat for instinct determines the number of d6s we need to roll. So since I don't have 3d6s physically on me, I'm going to go over to my dice roller. 3. We're going to roll d6. There's going to be no modifier. And based on it's like the Warrior Cats adventure game where based on the number of its successes determines how successful we are in certain checks. So we're going to go ahead and roll that 3d6. We have 2 successes. We rolled a 2 and we rolled two 6s, so that's an automatic pass, I think, for those 2 successes. So if I go over to the document for the TTRPG itself, what does it say about successes? So if I get 2 successes, I almost did it. So I can spend a stamina to succeed. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And Arrow has 18 stamina. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend the stamina point, and we're going to re-roll those 3d6s. Thought I heard a phone, which is weird. I don't think anyone's home. At least nobody should be home. But anyway. And we still get 2 successes, so that's probably going to be a no. So there's going to be nothing to point us in the direction of what exactly happened. So to Arrow, this is weird. This is very, very weird. She feels like this is a puzzle that she potentially cannot solve. And as she's getting ready to point this out to Rex, Rex taps her on the shoulder, and he gestures up at the sky. And as she turns around, she looks up at the sky. Just as the duo look up towards the sky, a large black shadow fills the sky. It completely blots out the moonlight. It lands in front of them, its form massive and towering. Arrow shivers because she feels the absolute oppressive presence that is coming off of this strange dragon, and just the smell of sulfur and rot coming off of his form. And she isn't able to tell what type of dragon this is or what tribe they come from, because they're wearing a black cloak that covers most of their features. And the most distinguishable feature she can see on its face is its purple eyes as they pierce into her chest. And in one of its talons sits a rather large, gnarled staff with strange markings etched into the wood itself. The wood is like a pale bone white. And you hear it speak in kind of an icy tone. One that makes it sound like ice is crackling inside of you. Ah, if it isn't the queen herself and her lowly servants. How peculiar. I see that you've seen what I have done with the place. I finally defeated the oppressors, the ones that have caused nothing but chaos for eons, and led to the creation of one of this island's worst mistakes. Oh? Don't look at me with such a heartbroken expression, my dear. You make my cold, dead heart swell. What have you done to this place, you bastard? You better start talking. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, I'm so hurt that you would accuse me of such heinous acts. Well, even though I did admit to it, let's just say I took care of the future problem. Now, if you will just let me see myself out, maybe I could pardon this little cruel intrusion. But if you must make a fool of yourself, I guess you're just going to have to fight your way out. Alright, so we are now in the combat encounter. The first one of the podcast. Woohoo! So according to the core rules, I deal damage based on the amount of successful dice that I get. Since there is no initiative, unlike D&D where you would roll initiative, it's pretty much the players first and then the enemies from what I was reading. I don't know if I want to change the rule up a bit later. We'll just have to see. So since I have 5, I'm gonna use my might stat for this one. Since I have 5 as my current stat, that means that I would roll 5 d6s and roll. I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 successes. And because I got 4, let's see, hang on. I'm making sure I'm reading this right. If I get a super success, I also regain a stamina. So my stamina is now back to 18, which is great. I do 4 damage to burn. His health is 16. Let me pull up my handy dandy little calculator. Desmos. Not graphing calculator. We want the scientific calculator. Not like it really matters what calculator you use. So let's see. It's 16. His health is... It was 16, right? 16? Yeah. 16 minus 4. He's now at 12 HP, which is not bad off the bat. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Since Sky's turn is... Not Sky. Rex's turn is over. We're handling it over to... back over to Burn. It is now Burn's turn. I'm going to use 1 stamina. I'm going to use 3 stamina to use the attack maneuver. What's it called? Dream Strike. It cost 3 stamina. I send a psychic wave into my enemy's mind. It is a presence versus instinct roll. And on a success, the target is stunned and rattled. Let's see. We'll go down to status conditions. Stunned. I lose my turn if I get stunned, and then rattled reduces my instinct by 2. So if I fail the roll, that would reduce my instinct by 2, and Rex would have only 1 instinct. So I have... So for Burn, I need to roll 1d6. So 1d6, he got a 6. And then for Rex, we're gonna roll his 3d6. I got 2 successes, which doesn't do me any good, but I'm going to burn a stamina and re-roll that. Yeah, I fail. I fail miserably. So Rex is not going to be able to attack next turn. Does this do any damage? Does it do any damage? No, it does not. And since it's Burn's turn again, I'm going to show off a brand new maneuver. I'm gonna sacrifice 3 more stamina. What is my stamina currently for Burn? 17. 17 minus 3. That's 14, so I'm down to 14 stamina. Soul Render is a new maneuver for a new dragon's tribe. I call forth the souls from the earth. I yank enemies close to me, and their HP pool to be halved for 4 turns. And then I have to do a might roll to see if they are grappled. What is half of 20? Half of 20 is 20 divided by 2 is 10. So poor Rex is just getting the shit beat out of him. But I don't think we'll sweat the might roll quite as bad because he has 5. We're gonna be sweating we're officially grappled. Damn. So, and then because I have the grappled condition, my might goes down by 2, and yeah. So 5. Let's see, 5, 4, 3. So I have 3 as my might, which sucks. So I'm grappled. Ooh boy. I'm just in a world of hurt right now, so it is officially Rex's turn. So let's do that might roll again, Rex. Please. I only got 1 success. Okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my maneuvers. Oh wait, hang on. I'm also rattled. So I'm also rattled, so I do need to, before I do anything, I got a 6, so I'm no longer rattled, which is great. So I'm gonna burn a stamina. Actually, I'm gonna burn 3 stamina. It'll bring me down to 14 stamina. And I'm going to use the core roll maneuver, Skyburst Fire. I unleash Blast of Dragon Flame. It is an instinct versus agility. So my instinct's back up to, I think it was 2, right? 2, 3? Anyway, 3. So it is a instinct versus agility. So what is Burn's agility? Burn only has a die in agility. So 5 versus, I'm looking at the Audacity screen. That's not what I need to look at. So 46. So I'm just having the worst fucking luck with this. Okay. Instinct versus agility. And unfortunately, since I failed, it doesn't do anything. Okay. Okay, so it's back over to Burn now. Burn is going to go ahead and start swinging. So 3d6. Burn is going to sacrifice a stamina to force a success. So we're going to go ahead and re-roll that. So he only does 2 damage to poor Rex. 10 minus 2. Alright, so we're not doing too hot right now. We are straight up not having a fun time. So we're gonna go ahead and use another core rules maneuver. Claw Blitz. It's like extra attack in D&D, or action surge in the fighter class. So the rules are, it's only going to cost me a stamina, so we're down to 13 stamina. I attack 3 times. It's agility versus agility. On success, let's see, I deal 1 damage per success up to 3. So Rex's agility is 4, and Burn's agility is 1. So we're gonna roll Burn first. That's a fail. He got a 2. Let's see. And since it's a partial success, I want to say. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I got 3 successes, so I deal 3 damage to Burn. So 12 minus 3. Alright. Burn officially has 9 health. Awesome. Let's see. Alright, so Burn's officially getting pissed. He's had enough of this fucking royal dragon fuckboy in his eyes. So he's going to use his staff and swing at Rex yet again. So, let's go ahead, 3d6. Since he got 2 successes, he deals 2 damage to Rex. 8 minus 2. What is 8 minus 2? I should know basic math, but I do not. 6 HP, so we are not doing too hot right now. Alright, so since it's back over to me, I'm going to use another maneuver. I'm going to use Skyburst Fire again. So that'll take me down to 10 stamina. So it's Instinct versus Agility. Alright. So, 3 Instinct. Ooh. And then an Agility. Yeah, so, Rex does deal some damage. He got 2, I want to say 2 successes. So, does 2 damage and then it applies the burning condition. Let's see, 9 minus 2. Okay. So we're down to 7 HP. And the burning condition, so I take 1 damage at the end of each of my turns for 2 turns, unless the flames are extinguished. Burns don't stack in damage, but it can reset its timer. Okay, cool. Awesome. I will remember that. Alright. It is Burn's turn. Burn is going to go ahead and use... he's going to attempt to do... Dream Strike again, so it's Present versus Instinct. 1d6. It's a success. But what good is that against, what is Sky's Instinct? Not Sky. Rex. Rex's Instinct is 3d6. That does nothing against you. Actually, no. We got 3 successes. So that attack does absolutely nothing. Arrow is going to... Not Arrow. Rex is going to go ahead and use another maneuver. This time, a different one from the same core rulebook. He's going to use Wing Beat Gust. A powerful flap sends shockwaves outward. It is Might versus Instinct. On success, I push enemies into my zone, and from my zone into an adjacent zone and apply off balance. Okay, so it's Might versus Instinct. 3d6. 1 success, not a good sign. And then 6d6. That's 3 successes. So I'm going to say that's a pass. So that did absolutely nothing. Okay, so we're going to hand it back over to Burn. Burn is just, he's gonna swing. He's gonna swing at them with the staff again. 2 successes. So he does a total of 2 damage, so 6 minus 2 is 4. Rex is not doing too hot. He is not doing too hot. So I think at this point, seeing that he is officially outmatched, he's going to attempt to flee. And as a reaction, I think Burn is going to use Soul Render again. So, yeah, half of 4 is 2, and then I have to do a might versus might, which is 3d6 versus 3d6. 2 successes versus, yeah. So Burn pulls Rex close to him, and he leans in and he whispers, "Oh, you're not going anywhere, little one. I'm not done having fun with you just yet." And he is going to take his claws and attempt to slash poor Rex across the throat. And on he doesn't quite get into Rex's throat. Rex is gonna try to get away from Burn again. But unfortunately, he isn't able to escape. So Burn tries to dig his claws further into Rex's throat, and he's doing it in front of Arrow, who is behind a body of a fallen Nightwing, and she's just watching Burn have the worst time trying to end Rex's life. So Rex turns around, and you see fire beginning to spark inside of Rex's maw, and he unleashes a ball of flames at Burn. 2 successes versus, what was it, agility again? And you just see Burn take this ball of fire to the face. And he hisses and recoils as he lets go of Rex. And 7 minus 2, which reduces him down to 5 HP. You watch as Rex runs over to Arrow. I had to think of what her name was for a minute. He scoops her up. He opens his wings. He's getting ready to just genuinely take off into the sky, hopefully back towards the safety of the rainforest. Burn decides he's not done. He is not gonna let these two escape with their lives. He swings, and his claws make contact with Rex's spine. And Burn just drags Rex over to him. Rex struggles to try to free himself, but he isn't able to free himself. So Burn grabs the back of Rex's head by the horns and goes to try to snap his neck. And when he does so, you hear his neck snap. And Rex just stops. He stops moving. And his body just lays there in the dirt. Arrow stands there, seeing the body of her fallen dragon on the ground. Her chest heaves as she's holding back a choking cry. And just when she's getting ready to turn around, pulling the sword from her belt, she sees Burn smile at her. And this is the first time she's able to see the dark white of this dragon's foul fangs glaring right back at her. And she's preparing herself to be eaten, essentially, by Burn, or to be burned to a crisp. But she's about to suffer a fate far worse than death, as you see blue mist form in Burn's talons, and he raises his talons over the top of Rex's body. And as he does so, you see Rex's body begin to move. And you hear the crackling of his head snap back into place. And you watch as his body rises from the ground, almost in like a puppet-like manner. And he looks like Rex. But now there's just the foul smell of death and rotting coming off of him. Almost that same sulfuric smell that Arrow once smelt when she arrived in this Nightwing city. And Rex's eyes are now a glowing blue color. And Burn is staring directly at her, almost as if he seems to be very pleased with what he's done. Arrow has never seen this magic before, never in her lifetime of being here in Phyriaa. She has never seen a dragon bring another dragon from what seems like only a few seconds of death. And he speaks to her in the same icy tone he did in the very beginning of their encounter. "Oh, what's wrong, darling? Aren't you impressed with my magic? I thought you would want to see your old friend." "Oh, well, it's no matter, really. Now that your dear friend is under my control, I don't think we have a use for you anymore." He snaps his talons, and as he does so, Rex's head turns towards Arrow. Almost super quickly, before she even has a chance to plead for Rex to not hurt her, his maw opens up, fire sparks, and a cone of bluish, whitish flame comes shooting out of his maw and just ignites her where she stands. And once the flames clear, smoke etches the ground and dark blue goo stains the dark soil. Burn looks towards the sky where the rainforest is, right where the palace of New Phyriaa sits. And he says to Rex, "This is just the beginning of what's to come. I have some news for you, my dear boy." And Burn's wings snatch outwards, and he catches the current. And Rex, in a very puppet-like fashion, opens his wings and takes off after Burn into the quiet sky, just as the sun is just now beginning to kiss the horizon. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, I guess the prologue, session 0. It was really fun. I really hope that I don't take as long or stumble over stuff in the next episode. But, yeah, if you guys like this series and you want more of it, please feel free to, give it a like, give it a comment. Go ahead and, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye!